What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta outgrind them. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You gotta execute, and you gotta go from 70 to 120.
Hello everyone. Yeah, when I pictured doing that intro a few days ago, I did not think it would be that cold. In last week's video, I didn't show you any of the food I had, and I got a lot of DMs, a lot of requests asking me for the kind of food that I eat on a normal day. That's a joke. Nobody cares. Regardless, today I'm going to be taking you through a full day of eating in lockdown. It's 4 meals, 1 breakfast, 2 lunches, 1 dinner. I think it's about 2,000 to 2,500 calories, but I'm not sure. It might be more than that, which will be news to the both of us. But in doing this video, I'm going to actually properly, try my best to count all the calories, and then during the day I'll put a running total somewhere on the screen, and then you'll see how many calories I have throughout the whole day. It's a Friday, so I'll also be doing a bit of exercise throughout the day. I've just come back from my 5k run. I normally do my first bit of exercise on an empty stomach anyway. For those interested, I'll put the time of the run over here somewhere. Decent, sub 21, very happy with it. I don't know when I started running on an empty stomach. I've always been a morning person. In the last 2 years, I use the mornings to get some exercise in. Before that, I'd wake up really early and play loads of FIFA. Just to give you a bit of context, I'm going to show you a clip which I never thought would see the light of day. Can't believe I'm actually showing it, but might as well. Here you go.
FIFA, Friday morning. FIFA, FIFA. FIFA, FIFA, FIFA. FIFA, FIFA.
Can't believe I showed that clip. Now I use my morning to get some exercise in the morning, a run or a home workout. It means I build up an appetite before breakfast. Plus it means I start my day on a solid calorie deficit. I'm going to put a screenshot here somewhere on where I'm at the moment. I think it's about 1,000 calories. But before we get started, I'm sure you read the title of the video. I want to talk to you about my relationship with food and some of the eating disorders that I developed as a result of losing 30 kilos in the space of 5 months between June 2019 and October 2019. Going through that intense weight loss period really damaged my relationship with food and led me to developing quite a few eating disorders. I had to Google what eating disorder actually means, just because I didn't want to say I had something that's a lot worse than what I actually went through, which then could be offensive to people who are going through properly serious stuff like anorexia or obesity. I'm going to put a screenshot of a definition that I found here. By that definition, I'm quite comfortable saying that I did have eating disorders. I want to talk about the eating disorders before I get into the full day of eating. To show just what I'm eating today would be hiding the truth and simplifying the journey that got me here. My diet today is one I'm really proud of and I really enjoy. How I eat today is the result of almost 2 years of thinking about food and thinking about how I want to eat and trying to do it the best way. This is a part of my weight loss journey that I never really thought I'd talk about or never really wanted to talk about because it's quite negative. I want this channel to be about sharing what I learned when I lost weight, both good and bad. So that means talking about things like this as well. If you don't care about any of that, skip ahead a few minutes to when the full day of eating starts. When I started my diet in June 2019, I was ridiculously militant at calorie tracking. And I wouldn't eat more than 1,200 calories a day. I was on a tuna sandwich for lunch with a banana and 2 pieces of cod with some vegetables and a banana in the evening. 2 meals a day. I was in the gym 2 to 3 hours a day, burning close to 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, putting myself in about a 3,000 calorie deficit each day. On a diet like that and with that much activity, I was bound to get results, and I was losing about 5 kilos a month on average. But it's that strict diet and the way I did it that led to me developing so many eating disorders. So for starters, being on such little calories a day and always hungry, I was pretty much always thinking about food, like every single minute of the day. I don't think 5 minutes went by that I didn't think about my next meal or what I would like to eat or what I would prefer to eat. I was always thinking about food. When I was at work, when I was at home, when I was at the gym, I was always thinking about food. And it was like the more I restricted myself from eating, the more the thoughts of food dominated my mind. And the only way I was able to actually maintain eating that little calories during the week was giving myself the license to eat whatever I wanted on the weekends, which led to another one of my eating disorders, which was binging on food. That pattern and that routine became so ingrained in my mind and I became so programmed to it. It became as early as Tuesday and Wednesday in the week, I was already fantasizing about what I'm going to eat on Saturday and Sunday. And it got really bad. It was like on Tuesday, I'd be looking up at the restaurant that I want to eat out on Saturday, looking at their menu, picking out the things that I'd want, and like planning my meal about 4 or 5 days in advance. I'd spend the rest of the week thinking about that meal and only focusing on that meal. So then fast forward those 5 months, when it came to October, I actually hadn't thought about what a normal, balanced, healthy lifestyle would look like. I knew what I needed to do to lose weight, but I didn't know what I needed to do or what my life would look like after I'd lost the weight. All I'd ever been used to was a serious deficit and serious binging, and that was a cycle that I kept up for 4 or 5 months. The thing that made me want to lose weight was to play football better and play football again regularly. But what ended up happening was I became so much more fixated on the food I can eat on the weekends that I was more excited about the meal I was going to have after football than the actual football match itself. Some days when we were winning, let's say quite comfortably, and it would be like the 70th minute, I'd already be thinking about, I just want this game to finish so I can go and eat as much as possible and as quickly as possible. The binging got really, really bad, and I would eat the most fatty foods, and it got to the point where I would eat as much as I can. Even if I was full, even if I was bloated, even if I couldn't breathe, I would keep eating, because I knew that come Monday, you're going to have to go through that deficit again, and you're going to have to torture yourself again and restrict yourself. You're going to regret not having eaten as much food as you can on a Saturday and a Sunday. So I remember I'd be always bloated, but I'd always keep forcing food down. Like whatever you can imagine, I was forcing it down throughout Saturday, even late at night, staying up late at night so I can have more meals, and then doing the same again on Sunday, knowing that I was going to have to go through that cycle again on Monday, knowing that I'd regret it come Tuesday that I didn't eat more. So using that mentality, I got myself to eat as much as I can on the weekend. My problem was I just couldn't eat anything in moderation. I couldn't have sweets in moderation. I was always going from foods I hated and having very, very little to going to foods that I loved and having a lot of them. So despite how awful it was being in that cycle of not eating any food and then eating as much as possible, I was getting the results, and that kept me going, and that kept me convinced that this was the right thing to do. I never had this idea that food is fuel, and food is energy, and food is what gets you to do the things that you really want to do properly and well. In my head, I saw it as the enemy, but seeing it as the enemy led to another one of my eating disorders, which is like an addiction almost with having an empty stomach. I always wanted to be empty because I associated being empty with being light, and that meant I was being successful with my diet. So what I did was start with buying laxatives, and it got really, really bad. So I started with 2 tablets, which is the recommended dose, and on the packet it says take 2 tablets for the first 7 days, and if the problem persists then you should see a doctor. After about 10 days the 2 tablets weren't having the same effect. What I did was upped it to 3 tablets. Long story short, I ended up on about 8 tablets a day for a period of 6 months, basically overdosing on laxatives just so I can consistently have an empty stomach. I was convinced that the way forward was just emptying out my stomach as quickly as possible, and I couldn't see it any other way. The undereating got really bad. There was one day on Friday I was going to work. I was on the train, standing up on the train, and then next thing you know, blacked out, and I just fainted. This sick guy helped me, got me off the train. He had a banana, and he gave me his banana, and he was like, oh, you should eat this. You need to make sure you eat some food. And I remember having this banana in my hand and thinking, if you have this banana now, that's ruined your diet. Your first meal starts at 12 o'clock. You can't have this banana right now. So I remember getting back on the train and then getting to work and then waiting until 12 o'clock because that's technically when I was only able to have my meal. How convinced I was that eating nothing and restricting myself was the way forward just became so dangerous. On my birthday in December 2020, I didn't have any cake. I was really, really badly dieting. I was seriously cutting, and I convinced myself that, I shouldn't have cake. Like, what kind of guy doesn't have cake on his birthday? Like, sugar is one of my biggest weaknesses, where it's like, if I have a little bit, I need every single bit of sugar that's in the house. And that's how I end up in situations where I restrict myself completely and have no sugar, because I know the moment I have a little bit, then I'm gonna have as much as possible. And that's why stupidly I ended up doing 30 days no added sugar back in April. That I said, that's it, you're gonna prove it to yourself that sugar doesn't have this controlling effect on you. Now you take a person who has already a problem with managing sugar consumption and then make them go 30 days without having sugar, and all that did is massively ruined my relationship with sugar even more. Like, it didn't solve it, I didn't prove anything right, I didn't prove anyone wrong. All it did was mess with my head. So those are a few of the eating disorders that I developed in the first 4 or 5 months of my diet, but then they persisted for the next year and a half. I would say the eating disorder worsened and evolved all the way through to December 2020, and I started in gradually improving them and managing them. Now, in the last 2 months, especially this year, I've been eating in a much more sustainable way, in a much more healthier way for my body and for my mind, and I'm a lot happier with my diet. Like, personally, I don't think I'll be recording a video like this or would have started YouTube or done anything on Instagram just because, let's say, I'm happy with what my body looks like, if deep down and reality is behind the camera I was struggling so much with food. Like, I wouldn't have done that. I don't think I would have done that. I'm at a good place now where I don't binge on food. I have sugar pretty much every day in smaller quantities. On the weekends I'll have a bit more, but there's no part of me that really, really wants something that I don't have and then I go crazy on. I don't see Monday and Friday as, you know, this period where I have to restrict myself, and then Saturday, Sunday is this period where I have to go nuts. Like, I try to enjoy my meals every single day. And yeah, I felt like that's why that's important. I felt like to set out that context before before going into a full day of eating to show you what I'm about to eat for the rest of the day without giving you the context of how I got there just felt misleading. Now I think about the habits I want to pass on to my kids, and that's some of the stuff I do today. So like whether it's sugar intake, protein intake, you know, eating vegetables, exercising. Thinking about it in that more longer term way means I can do stuff that actually helps me and taking my time with it. I treated getting healthier and losing weight as a summer goal. But the truth is, it's not just a 4-month period in your life, it's a lifetime. And it's a commitment to doing something in the best way possible for as long as possible. Like losing weight fast comes at a cost. We all want quick fixes. We all do. We all want immediate results. We don't want to work too hard for them. We don't want to struggle too hard for them. And we definitely don't want to wait too long for them. But going through what I went through, I've learned that having the patience to do something slowly, to take time with it, really helps you build the foundations for the kind of life that you want to have for as long as possible going forward. My biggest piece of advice would be to stay active. I feel like it's so much easier to do exercise and get yourself to do more exercise than it is to stop yourself from eating the foods that you want to eat. There's so many mental and physical benefits with being active that don't come with the same costs of, you know, dieting intensely and restricting yourself. That's enough of that. I feel like I've been talking for about 6 hours. Gonna go back inside now for the first meal of the day. So, we're in the kitchen for breakfast. Very exciting. Porridge with protein. I brought my brother here. You wanna say hi? He's gonna do all the cooking today. I'm horrendous when it comes to cooking. My food tastes good, macros bang, but I don't make it look good at all. So he's gonna be using all the ingredients I would use, the same amount, the same everything, but he's gonna be making it. You ready to cook? Let's do it. Protein porridge, you know what you're doing? You don't know what you're doing, do you? You need 2 packs of porridge, 1 scoop of protein, white chocolate protein. Reason I buy the isolate one is got less sugar. I think it's got, I can't read that clearly, it's got less sugar. 95 calories a scoop. Unsweetened almond milk, no sugar. I don't do dairy very well. And as much of this as I want, 0 calorie, 0 sugar, fat-free, vegan-friendly madness. Obviously it's got bare chemicals in there, innit? But it doesn't matter because it's 0 sugar, so it's all good. It's plain porridge, by the way. Unsweetened almond milk, but I get the flavor and the sugar from the protein powder. Vanilla, got Rocky Road, chocolate peanut butter. These are all like 99% milk. I'm trying to get off dairy as much as possible, so when these all finish, I'm gonna buy vegan protein powder, dairy-free, better for the stomach, better for digestion. Like, counting calories is hard, man. Can't even find the bloody porridge. Each packet is 101 calories. You got 2 packets, yeah?
202.
A scoop of this is 95 calories.
297.
And then almond milk, 100 milliliters, 18 calories. You need to use 100 milliliters.
That's it.
That's it. 315 calories in this breakfast. This guy, 0 calories, but tastes banging. Or you can be super generous and give breakfast and close it out at 400 milliliters. Done?
About 400 calories.
At 400 calories. Basically, let me explain something. He used to be like massive, yeah. If I put a picture somewhere here, you'll see the picture. I'll put it where he's standing. I'll put where he used to look like, and then you can see what he looks like now. So he has this passion for food you wouldn't believe. For me, I've got 2 criteria when it comes to food: banging macros and how quickly can it be eaten. He, you know, like fancy, likes to be creative, makes it look all nice, tastes all good, whatever. On YouTube, you're judging me by 2 things: the macros and how it looks. You have no idea how it tastes. The macros are gonna bang. I'm telling you that for free. While he's doing that, I'm gonna show you the vitamins, and other little supplement things that I take in the morning. Vitamin D is banging in it. Turmeric tablets for managing inflammation. Like, I'm always running and working out, so I'm always inflamed. Fiber Force. You heard me talk about my use of laxative. Now, this is a healthier, more sustainable, less damaging, less destructive way of making sure that my digestive system is going, flying. And I take 6 of these a day. I know it sounds like a lot, trust me, it's not. Take 3 to 6 capsules daily. I'm not overdosing. You know I'm gonna destroy that anyway, so hurry up. I don't really care what it looks like. The syrup is the best part. 0 calories, man. I don't know what else has got in there, but 0 calories. And 0 sugar. Alright, we're done with breakfast. Thank you very much. I'm about to destroy this. Really appreciate your help. Okay, so I'm hungry. I'll show you a picture of the porridge I made a few days ago. You'll see the difference and you'll see why I got my brother in to help me. I'm gonna watch some YouTube, down this. Time lapse? Time lapse. Done, all cleaned up, that tasted good, didn't taste as nice as mine. I'm now gonna get on with some work and I'll see you when it's lunchtime. It's nearly lunchtime, I'm having a pear. We're quite good at having fruit in the house. Obviously we won't always. Check this out. Nora's pretty good at making like a fruit salad every day. For me and my mum to have, and for him obviously. Like, it really just starts with what you buy in the supermarket. When we buy loads of fruit, we end up eating it. If we didn't buy fruit and we bought other snacks, we'd obviously eat those. We don't buy other snacks. If you had a fruit or a biscuit, you obviously take the biscuit. If there's no biscuits, there's only fruit, you take the fruit. So it's a pretty good setup. We're back for lunch. He's making me a pizza. How sick is that? I normally make some sort of variation of a pizza, a wrap, a sandwich. One tortilla wrap, white or wholemeal. I'm not fussed. White one has 180 calories. The wholemeal one is also 180 calories. How are they both the same? Why the hell do we get the wholemeal one then? There's one wrap, that's 180 calories. Tomato paste. I don't know how much of this I use. Whatever, who cares, man? I do count the calories of cheese, vegan cheese, because I told you I try to be as dairy free as possible. What's a handful? Per serving, which we're gonna say is a handful, is 90 calories. 180 on the bread. Tomato puree is 0 calories. And 80 and 90 on this. 270. The toppings, or the main topping, either these bad boy chicken pieces, or I'm a massive fan of turkey. I love turkey. These turkey slices. I tell you who doesn't like turkey. It's this guy. It's because when he was dieting and he was trying to lose weight, his dinner would be... How many of these would you have? You'd have a whole pack of these with lettuce and ketchup. Yeah, so he's now got a massive hatred towards these. I like them. Macros, banging. Per 100 grams, it's 117 calories. And this packet is 150 grams. That means 180 calories in this pack. 180 calories. What's the protein? 18 grams in 100 grams. It's 150. 27 grams of protein for 180 calories. Are you joking? Chicken, 174 calories for this whole pack. Watch the protein levels. 34.5 grams of protein for 180 calories. Now, if that is not the biggest hack you've ever seen, I don't know what is. With that, I have solid banana, which is about, what, 90 calories? So what are we on? 180, 200, let's say. That's 380 calories. With the cheese, 90, 470, 560 with the banana. That's everything I'm gonna eat for lunch. What I drink, fat protein shaker, Clear Whey, Isolate, tropical dragon fruit, and this is grape. Banging. But they also do vegan versions of these. Once I finish all of that, I'm transferring to all non-dairy protein. So a serving of this is about 88 calories. I don't like this in the morning because I don't like the fruity flavour in the morning. I like the sweet flavour. But in the afternoon, after 12, I'm happy with the fruit flavour. This is like probably the first time I've counted the amount of calories in my lunch. Not gonna lie, I always thought my lunch was about 400 calories. It turns out it's about 600. Look at that. Surely. Fruit salad. Bang bang, innit? Dairy-free cheese. I don't mess with that dairy cheese. Basically, I didn't know that protein was basically milk. I know, right? I thought protein, when you buy it, it's like powder. And then if you have it with milk, you're choosing to have it with milk. If you're having it with water, you're choosing to have it with water. So I thought, sick, I'll buy protein and have it with like almond milk or water. Turns out protein is milk. So it's basically dairy, it's like 91% dairy. And I have a lot. I have a scoop with breakfast. I have a fruity one with lunch. Later on, I'm gonna have another shake. And then in the evening, I'll have a protein bar. So, yeah, boy! Pizza made by Noor. Protein shake. Banana. I think with this meal puts me on about 1,100 for the day. Total calories for the day is about 2,000 that I've burnt. 900 from being active, the other 1,000 just from living and breathing. So puts me on a decent deficit, about 1,000 calorie deficit so far, which is pretty good. Like getting that exercise in, getting that morning run, that just sets you up so well for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna smash this, finish my YouTube video, time lapse on the first bite. Bang! That was unreal. Noor smashed it. I've cleaned up. Woo! I'm stuffed. In a few hours, it'll be time to train. After that, will be lunch number 2. See you then. So, it's now time for me to train. You know what that means. Music in the background. Building, building. When it drops, I'll be outside. And then straight after the workout, it'll be lunchtime. Just waiting for it to build. Come on!
Is this what you call training?
Oh my days. I'm gonna go train now. Don't worry. I need to jump out of these clothes though and jump into something different. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. And that's the end of the workout. Nice and quick, about 25 minutes. I'm now hungry. It's time for lunch. See you inside. Third meal of the day, the same tortilla wrap that we used earlier, so about 200 calories in the wrap. Earlier we used turkey, so this is now the chicken. I vary it between the two. 250 calories in the whole chicken, about 30 grams of protein. Unreal macros. Also got some lettuce, BioLife vegan cheese, and some sauce. I don't count calories of my sauce, and I will refuse to. I've been through too much torture counting sauce and counting calories that I just don't do that anymore. This is around 500, 600 calories. With that, I've also got a protein shake I have straight after. This is the chocolate peanut butter with some water. This is about 90 calories. That is my third meal of the day. I'm gonna smash this. I'm not gonna make you sit through another time lapse. Meal number 3, more YouTube. This is banging, by the way. Let me show you a little cross section, as they call it. You got the chicken, lettuce, some sauce. I used mayo and then like a chipotle barbecue sauce thing. Bangs.
Feel better. Other times I think I feel right.
And that is lunch number 3 done. Cleaned up. Between now and dinner, got some work to finish, loads of editing to do, and then 5K walk. And then when we come back from that walk, we would have built up our appetite again, ready to go and smash dinner. Yesterday, we had some steak and it banged. Damn, that hit differently. But yeah, see you later. So, just come back from my walk. It's late, I'm hungry, it's dinner time. Nord hit it differently, didn't he? Vegetables, always a must. This is gonna bang. I'm gonna kill this. Final time lapse of the day. Go. Boom! That banged. Coke Zero. I'm obviously gonna put the calories and the macros for this meal. Somewhere here now, you're gonna see total calories for the whole day consumed. I'm obviously very conscious of how much added sugar I have, so I will also add that in across the total from the whole day. That will be representative of what I have a daily basis, Monday to Friday. On Saturdays and Sundays, I have a lot more added sugar. I have like 2 tubs of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Smash through those. Speaking of added sugar, for me, I can't wait. I always have to go straight to dessert. You know how I talked about binging and sugar consumption, you know, managing that. Today I'm doing quite well. All I've got for dessert is just 1 pack of 12 grenade bars. So obviously I'm gonna get my protein in. Probably have about 8 or 9 or 10 of these. But you know, compared to what I used to do, this will be easy. That's a joke. I order these, 12 pack comes to my house once every 2 weeks. So basically I have 12 in 14 days, about 1 a day basically. And then on the weekends, I tend to have ice cream, Ben & Jerry's, that kind of thing. But this is on weekdays. And this will be the last thing I eat today. It's about 200 calories and 20 grams of protein. 2 grams of sugar per bar. It's not bad, is it? I think I'm gonna end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you next time.